The records are now open. Welcome everyone to Akashic Answers with Emily. Get all that good sound. Yeah, just follow it with your consciousness. First activation already dropping in. I'm so excited to see who joins me today because I have specifically called in souls to this broadcast who are illuminaries, who are visionaries, who are ready to embody their mission in a more profound way. We've got some great work we're going to do together. If this is the first time you are here, hello and welcome. And if you are a regular who comes, hello and welcome. I'm Emily, founder, director of the Akashic Academy. And I work with visionaries and quantum thought leaders who are ready to tap the universal mind, universal intelligence. This is the Akashic Records, and when humans recognize that they have access to this field of God-level, soul-level information, it truly becomes the most impactful self-empowerment tool, self-actualization tool that we have here on the planet. So thank you for saying hello once you get here. Mama, I see you. Kim, Susanna, Albert, hello. Let's just create a little framework here for anyone who is new. What are the Akashic Records and how do I use them? Okay. The records are the realm of consciousness where all information is programmed from a neutral perspective, meaning a perspective of unconditional love and zero judgment, a perspective of complete understanding of the bigger picture. Okay. This is a realm that every human being has divine access to. It's a matter of a vibrational frequency match, a vibrational frequency within your being. So how do I use this space with quantum visionaries? Well, there are many different aspects to how we can use the records if people are stuck. How many of you feel stuck out there? Hi, Tracy. I don't feel stuck in most areas of my life, but there are a couple where it's kind of sticky. We're going to talk about how to move energy, how to see the bigger picture today. But for anybody who feels stuck, tapping into the space of the Akashic Records will give you the intelligence that you need to understand where the false belief system came from that you took on. That's really, anytime that we're stuck, there's a false belief system, and it's usually subconscious. Ooh, hello. That we have taken on, and it's playing out underneath our vibrational frequency pattern. And that vibrational frequency is creating a certain reality over and over and over again, and we tend to feel stuck. The cool thing is that the Akashic Records gives us the ability to transmute all of our karmic debt in one lifetime. So what I've come to recognize, and like I said, I'm excited to see who's here. Hi, Rhonda Elliott. And Vinita, I'm so glad you all are here. Tracy, I see you. Which, by the way, let's take a moment and share this out. Let's get a nice big crew here. I'm actually just going to share quickly over to my own personal page. Deb, so good to see you. I've been thinking about this so much today. Very cool. Yeah, so that's one way. I can't do it. I can't multitask. I was going to try to do it, but I just like lose my train of thought. Jacqueline, I'm so glad you're here. You guys have to share it out for me, and then I'll go back and share it later. So when we get stuck in places, the records taps us in, allows us to see where we're stuck. Those stuck areas are simply because we haven't fully transmuted the karma. Karma is unlearned lessons. So there are lessons for us to learn. This illuminates the path for us to get the pieces that we've been missing and do the deep healing, right? I work with visionaries and quantum leaders who are tapping into their gifts and skills and abilities. As we're turning on, as our DNA is illuminating, thank you, Rhonda, and thank you, Tom. What's happening is we're regaining access. We're remembering the truth of who we are, and we're recognizing that this human construct has the ability to do so much quantum healing, quantum timeline shifting, quantum creation. So it turns on our gifts and skills and abilities and allows us to work in the quantum field. I also work with very high-level visionaries who know that they're here to change the planet, and they want to tap into their higher level genius in terms of creating their masterpieces, their dissertations, writing their books, creating programs. This is what it looks like to take the spiritual knowledge, and when we create physical, whether they're products or services or books, or like I said, new ways of schooling, you're creating schools. We've got lots of wisdom keepers and teachers here inherently. This is a mystery school. So those are the uses for the Akashic Records. As you can see, I get really, really excited about sharing the power of this space. So in this video today, I want to break down some of the incredible teaching that I gained this past weekend from my great teachers, Omaron and Antara. I want to share with you what my major takeaways were from that experience. And I'm actually going to be sharing all week because we're going to break down and look at each aspect of the teaching that really illuminated with me, resonated with me, probably would have been a better word. Take two on that one. What really resonated with me, and encourage each of you to receive this wisdom really deeply, really powerfully. And again, this is their teaching through my takeaways and through how I see the Akashic Records really weave into this really, really deep, powerful wisdom. And you get to ask your questions. So if you have questions or areas where you need support, please go ahead and type those in the comments right now. This is how it works. Even if I don't get to your specific question, your courage or bravery of asking it in this space, in the presence of the Akash, the answer will drop in for you. Okay, and for those of you whose questions that I do take, and I channel in some wisdom for you, there will also be an activation that goes along with that wisdom that comes in. And the activation, the wisdom that comes in, I invite everybody to receive that. You know, I go into my preparation before I come live and do this show with you all, that those who are meant to be here and call forward the wisdom from the Akash, the collective needs, that we will all be able to experience the highest level of that. And that requires your participation. So type in where your questions are, where you would like guidance and support, maybe where you would like an activation from the records, because this really dictates and determines what the energy is that's going to come in. So let's dive into the teaching today. I actually have some notes here that I took because this information is so incredible. Now, I talked about really being excited to dive in with those of you who show up not only in person, but are watching the replay today, because again, my awareness was tuned in to specifically call those of you who are ready to stand in and embody your mission in a bigger way. So that profile, that avatar, includes people you've created success in certain areas of your life. You have done the work, you know the impact of self-inquiry, and you've advanced in certain aspects of your life. But there are certain places where you don't feel fully embodied. I understand this, okay? The information that I learned showed me where I am still working to fully embody. And it's so good. I'm excited to break it down for you. So there are 4 different aspects of our body. We've got the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, and the spiritual body. And we spend certain amounts of time growing and strengthening those different aspects, usually the ones that we're more excited about. And then we also have areas of weakness where we have not obtained mastery yet. Okay, so we're going to talk about emotional mastery today because it's my personal weakest one. I have to tell you, when this teaching was happening this weekend during my Melchizedek initiation, I actually got super emotionally triggered. And I stayed in the trigger out probably for 2 or 3 minutes before I realized it was the work. But I was uncomfortably triggered. So interesting how this works. So I'm really excited to break it down. And here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to read some questions here for you around emotional body mastery. And I just invite you to pause typing in your questions for now. Thank you for those of you who typed them in. Just pause for a second and put a hand on your heart if you want to, if you feel like you want to receive this really, really deeply. Listen with your heart mind. But here's what I have to share with you around emotional body mastery, okay? Do you take responsibility for your emotions, or do you blame others on about how you feel? Do you get triggered by others' actions or behaviors? Do you overreact to situations because you don't understand the root or the depth of your own disharmony? Do you feel negative emotions for more than a few minutes, or can you be present with them and allow them to flow through? Do you resolve conflict quickly? Do you understand roles we play in each other's lives for learning and growth, including balancing your past life karma? How loved and supported do you feel? That was a big one for me. How do you feel about your family? Have you made an effort to see, understand, and clear your childhood trauma? Do you find yourself in abusive relationships, abusive of any kind? Hi, Jolie. Do you laugh a lot? Do you have tools to handle conflict with others and know how to release stuck energy? So the amount of time that you've spent working on these things and how you answered those questions can start to allow you to see how much emotional mastery you've actually gained. And if you notice areas where right? Aren't those great questions? Thank you, Vanita, for confirming that resonated with you. They were really powerful for me as well. And every day this week, we're going to go over the questions from all of the different aspects of the bodies. Okay, so today was the emotional body because that's my weak spot. I'll be honest with you. Okay, my biggest spots were not, for the most part, I remain emotionally clear of being triggered, but not everywhere. In my interpersonal relationships with my family, I do still get triggered, and I'm seeing areas where I really am being asked to do the work at a higher level of mastery. So just to let you know, we're all doing the work together, and we're going to go over questions that will help you uncover your level of mastery in each one of these areas. Again, the beautiful thing about the records is the records allows us to embody our higher self because we begin to see from this higher perspective. And now I want to show you a little more about how it works. So we're going to dive into some questions. For those of you who really resonated with this idea of mastery in the different areas, and you're beginning to understand how the Akashic Records can be a powerful tool for you, I want you to know that we have an incredible opportunity for you to immerse in person in Mount Shasta over Lionsgate. And this opportunity is going to be closing. The enrollment will be closing very, very soon for this opportunity. But for those of you who have not gotten the memo about that experience, please type Shasta in the comments, and I will circle back with you and make sure that you have access to all of that information so that you can feel into whether or not your body is resonating, because it is truly going to be a phenomenal experience. Okay, I think rather than leaning in and squinting into my laptop, I'm going to find us here on my phone. And we're going to get in and answer some questions and bring in some transmissions. There we go, slowly but surely. Jesse, yeah, I see you right on, Jesse. I will definitely circle back with you. I'm excited. For those of you who, like I said, haven't gotten the memo about Shasta, you haven't seen what it is that is being created in that experience, you're going to be in for a big surprise. We have not only the most mystical quantum technology on the planet. We have the Mitchell Hedges crystal skull, which is one of the 13 planetary crystal skulls. They're in person. Everyone who goes will have a personal session with the skull, as well as you'll be working, through our daily experience with the skull. Also, this property that I was on this weekend, there's a secret pyramid, and my tribe will be able to go into the pyramid for activation. It's an exact replica of Giza. It is an off-the-map experience. You got to know somebody to get in, and I'm so excited for those of you who are going to get to experience that. All right, let's go back and grab some questions here. Let's see. Not the newest comments. I need all the comments. It's not going to let me see all the comments. All right, so I'm going to have to scroll and squint. Scroll and squint. Okay, let's see here. Jesse, I need tap the Akash, must know of the reality of where I am, but it's a lot. I have the nickname Baby Jesus, and I have quite a journey voice spoke from the heavens. Awesome. I'm glad you're here, Jesse. And if you have a specific question, then you can tap that question. You can type that question in. Let's see here. Susanna says, I don't feel stuck. I'm just sitting back watching what happens. I think that I love that you mentioned that, Susanna, because there are different aspects to how we show up and what our specific roles are. And, there are those who are here to watch and to watch the unfolding happen. I will let you know that this is specifically a space designed for those of you who are taking action. Those are the ones of you who are going to get the most support here, who are taking action in moving forward in the space of your mission, right? And I so honor all of you, everybody who plays the different role that they play here on the planet. Susanna, I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, Nirma says, the person who I know, is this the person who I get a romantic relationship? How many of you guys have romantic relationship questions out there? I mean, I'm sure many of you, there are so many aspects to how these divine energies are shifting and changing here on the planet. And there are also those of you who are, like, I'm going to say stationed here on the planet to experience those particular issues in your microcosm, the wondering, the not knowingness. Nirma, this is where tapping into the Akash really helps to give us a bigger perspective. And what I would invite you to ask, and then we'll pull in some information around this question if this is resonating, and that is, what is my soul here to learn from this person? Because if there's somebody who's in your life, a lot of times what happens is we'll feel a certain buzz, a vibration, right? Like, I want to be with that person. Rather than just automatically going into what our conditioned patterns are, which are to explore a romantic relationship, I'm going to invite you guys to reprogram and to get curious. Okay, because when we feel these energies within our subtle body, chemistry, curiosity, whatever it is that's going off inside of your body, you're being invited to learn. It's like a memo going off from your higher self saying, there's information for you to learn here. So adjusting the question to say, what is it that my soul is here to learn from this person? Okay, and as we expand our consciousness, we grow our consciousness. It's like growing your awareness, growing your perception, and you begin to see all of what is possible when you come together with this particular soul. Okay, so when I tap in and I ask that question, like, what is my soul here to learn? And there are some, feels like deep self-worth. And I'm feeling like a lot of energy in the third eye, but it's interesting. It's not going out the front of my third eye, Nirma. It's kind of like coming out from the, my left side. So it's like there's also an aspect of collaborating vision with this person and sharing vision, but learning not to be out of balance, like to really balance the feminine with the masculine energy. That's what's coming in. So if anybody can resonate with that idea of really needing to balance the masculine, feminine aspects of your life, whether it's in your current relationship, whether it's within yourself. Okay, masculine, feminine imbalance can show up in our money as well. How much goes out versus how much comes in. How much you're worthy to receive. Okay, if anybody out there can identify with a level of imbalance with the masculine and feminine in your life, I'm just going to ask you to call that up right now. And it's okay to call it up and let it be present because we want to move the energy. I'm just going to use my hands, a light language. It's like light language, sign language. It's activation, sign language, y'all. Coming in just to begin to really balance those energies. Just call that up, call up that frequency of imbalance within your own being. And begin to breathe. If you feel the instinct to move your body in any direction, follow that. And just allow this energy to move and to clear. Bringing in the balance of the Akash, scooping up that earth energy, that Akash energy. It's going down like a French press through your body. Good work. Right on. All right, if you felt that, send some love, likes, hearts across the screen for me. Okay. Vanita, what do I need to release to move to the next area of growth? Okay, let me tune in for you, Vanita. And I'm going to invite everybody to tune in here for a second. Because the guides are present. Your masters, your teachers, your loved ones, your Akash, your access to soul level information is present right now. You are in this space for a purpose. And if there's any place in your life where you need to release, if you pause and ask right now and pay attention to what comes in for you, you're going to get a lot out of this. Okay? All right, so Vanita. Okay, it's interesting because what I'm hearing is that you have a block around receiving. But the question you asked is, what do I need to release in order to move to the next area of growth? So duh, it's release the block. But let me see if I can do a little better than that for you, okay? Okay, so Vanita's block is really around receiving. What can she do to fully release this block? It's really all coming around to self-care, Vanita, and recognizing that you can't receive from anything else what you're not willing to give to yourself. Okay, so here's how the information came in for me. They reminded me of a really beautiful piece of wisdom that I saw around abundance and prosperity for entrepreneurs, for visionaries, and they talked about, if you want spaciousness and you want abundance in your life and in your schedule, you can't ask your business to give you something that you're not willing to give yourself in terms of a vibrational frequency. So what happens is a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we have a lot of vision, we have a lot of things going on, especially spiritual entrepreneurs. For those of you who have not released the lack and released the poverty mindset yet, and I say yet because I've been there before, I think one of the first and really powerful aspects of where we work is getting that root chakra aligned and getting, our survival in a place of flow. And there's a lot of work to be done there. I know because I've done that work myself. Just sending an activation through for anybody who's still feels challenged in that area, listen, in the lower dantian. It's a challenging one, and you'll get there. Keep doing the work, okay? But a lot of times as entrepreneurs, because of the nature of the job, it's really easy to get out of a vibrational frequency that's in alignment with what it is that we're wanting to create. So similarly, Vanita, it's if you're not doing the things that are keeping you in alignment with bliss and joy, which is the vibrational frequency that you need to be in order to receive. And what the guides are saying is if you keep yourself in that vibrational frequency of joy, the feeling of receiving is going to be easier for you. It's going to feel good. Right now, it doesn't feel good. Can anybody relate to that? It can be difficult to receive. This is so good. Oh, I'm just remembering. Thank you. This download came in last week, and it must have been around the time that I was leaving for Shasta, because I had thought about sharing it, but I realized now that I didn't get back around to sharing it. And if I talk too much longer or answer that call that's coming in, I'm going to forget what the powerful piece of wisdom is. Hang on. That powerful piece of wisdom. Oh, shush. That powerful piece of wisdom. Oh, yes. Anybody who is experiencing financial lack, I want to invite you to look at your ability just to take a compliment. It's because lack a lot of times has to do with your ability to receive, and our ability to receive, even in the smallest pattern, it's the same in the small patterns as it is in the big patterns. So why not work on the microcosm? But look at your ability to receive a compliment and see if you deflect it, or if you excuse it. I don't know. I just say, thank you, I received that. I actually use those words. And yeah, maybe people look at me weird. I don't know. But I'm usually like, have such a grin on my face. Thank you, I received that. Well, first of all, a lot of people in my field do this work, so it's not weird to use that kind of vernacular. Here's another tidbit for you guys out there. If you don't find that there are people in your world that use this kind of vernacular, I received that, you need to have that. Okay? You need to be in a frequency where you are held and matched by those of a very high level of frequency. It's super important. Okay? All right, so let's dive in. Let's grab one more question. Let's grab another question. Again, anybody who is interested in joining me for a live immersion at Mount Shasta, let me know. Let me know by typing in Shasta below, and we will circle back with you. Tracy Hoover, what should I be working on now? Wow, it's like children's project. It came in sort of like fairies. I saw coming in, Tracy. I don't know if the fairies are like a direct interpretation, or if it was just like that. Like that energy of that realm being very excited. It's a very like playful energy. That's why I maybe felt like it was a children's project coming in for you. But there's definitely a creative project that feels like super playful, almost scarily playful. Okay. The guides are, this is good. The guides want to talk about you being scarily playful. Okay. There's something I want to tell you, but I don't, for those of you who are going to come to the Mount Shasta experience, okay, this is how I'm going to tell you, because I don't want to tell all of my secrets. And I find that I have this pattern from the time that I was a little girl, and I got super excited about this really random, weird rock squirrel statue that I got from my dad for Christmas. I was so excited, I opened it and showed it to him before Christmas, and then wrapped it back up. I get super excited about surprises. And I don't want to tell all the surprises for Shasta. But here's what I'll tell you. My guides have invited me to be scarily playful in that experience. And it's dropping in a lot of different ways that are really pushing my creativity, pushing my storytelling nature, and it feels scary and exciting. So whatever makes you feel like what is obviously overflowing from me right now, then we'll have to call in a cleanup on aisle 4. I hope you can feel the gush. This, whatever makes you do this, is the project that you need to be working on. Okay, and if the guys are saying right now, Tracy, for you specifically, you know what it is. They're saying absolutely hands down, you know what it is. Most of you out there know what it is. There are a few of you who are denying. But the guides are saying you're just in denial. It's there. It's totally, totally, totally there. Okay? All right, let's bring in an activation for, that just really, okay. It's like a tickle in the solar plexus. You feel it? Okay, so for those of you who want activation for this, whether you know your playful project that you're expanding or whether you're calling it in, just feel free to receive this by typing yes, breathing in this energy. It's yellow and orange is the color of the activation. Some hot pink coming in now. Good, the green's coming in. Oh, I guess we're gonna get a rainbow. Purple, blue. It doesn't feel really deep purple and blue, by the way, if any of you. And however it shows up in your field, it's perfect. Got a little pastel-y in mine, though. And opalescent coming in right now. Sealing that energy. Oh, yeah. Let that melt in. Melt into the planet. So good. Ooh, Tracy, I like that one. Okay, one more quickly, because I see my friend Karith here says, you're currently experiencing facial pain while you're sleeping. Any suggestion to what it means? Because no medication helps. Well, the first thing I'll say, Karith, is have you asked your records? Because you are so incredibly intelligent and tapped in and tuned in. So really, all I can tell you is, like, I'll tap in and see what the guides say, but what they're saying is not to give you the answer, but to give you a protocol to get the answer because you're at that high level. So first of all, inquire in your records. Oh, go to the helpful question guide, Karith. Do you have also known as the Akashic Scrolls? Okay, I will go back and make sure that I leave the link here for you all. The Akashic Scrolls. This is where I share a really powerful tool, a secret tool for a long time that I developed for my Akashic Records students. But the key, the nuance to being really effective at the Akashic Records is the questions that you ask. And so I developed a tool that will really help you find the nuance of the right question to ask. So Karith, I want to make sure that, first of all, the guides say, grab that and do some excavation. And then figure out, ask what action steps you need to take. I have a feeling that you're clearing ancestry and ritual and ceremony that you create will be effective in shifting it. And there's more to that story because there's astral travel invitation that will open up for you as you clear this, which is why it's happening when you're sleeping. You might actually have to clear it while you're sleeping. There's an interesting buzz to that too, is yes. So, and then developing the skills in the lucid dream state to clear it. Ooh, Karith, that was good stuff. I loved it. Okay, I'll just send you through an activation to help support that. And this is, so fantastic, guys. This is what the work looks like, is where you find the areas that you're challenged, you'll be invited to understand the challenge from a bigger perspective, and then to create medicine that you can then bring back to the rest of your tribe. So sending that through feels so amazing. Thank you all for being here. If this broadcast has served you today, please share it out. Again, if you want to know more information about traveling with me and the Crystal Skull and going into the secret pyramid at Mount Shasta, this Lion's Gate, I do want to preach about that for just 1 second, because there's galactic importance to the timing of what's going on. So I was there over solstice. This particular solstice is an incredible galactic alignment. Not only are we at the peak of the sun, right, that longest day of the year, but our sun is aligning to great central sun, central of the galaxy, as well as Alcyon, which is the Palladian sun. Okay, so the energies that are coming in, that are streaming in, that are connecting with, specifically, I'm going to use some fun words here. If this goes over your head just a little bit, just receive it with yourselves. Okay, this communication is happening with the dodecahedron, this structure that it's a geometric structure, grid structure that surrounds Mother Earth, that actually allows us to participate in the morphic dream, the morphic field together. And so our ability to align with and to program this field has opened up in a tremendous way. So as I was on the mountain on solstice with this awareness, you better believe that I was calling in that level of alignment and vision for not only the Academy and this retreat that's coming up, but for those of you who are in soul contract to work with this lineage, me and the Academy at this time. And and when I say me, it's like what my mission represents. I'm just a symbolic vessel for all of the energy that is moving through and available to those who are here to embody and stand in their mission in a more dynamic way. With scary level playfulness. All right, that's all I'm going to say. Thank you all again so much. Oh, wait, I wanted to bring that full circle with the Lion's Gate. So the solstice that opened up the alignment of this energy is going to continue to build, be available for you, and culminate on the Lion's Gate. So think of lion, that power energy, the Leo. There's more astronomical alignment that happens with the star system Sirius over Lion's Gate. All of these really important points when it comes to the new earth that we are creating. So if this is resonating with you, even if it feels like, wow, that's what I wanted to feel like to you, okay? That means you're in the right space. So make sure that you type Shasta below if you are interested in experiencing this kind of quantum clarity and alignment using your Akashic Records. Again, the crystal skull is going to be there. We're going to go on the pyramids. And I can't wait. Join me tomorrow, which, by the way, I don't know what time I'm going to go live. I'm really into following the flow coming back. The week that I come back from traveling is always, it's re-entry. And I've learned it's really important to follow flow. But if you don't make it to the live show, if you want to, hit notification or whatever you hit to get the little ding. Okay, but if you don't make the live show, check back on the Akashic Academy Facebook page, because we're going to talk about mental body mastery tomorrow. And I'm going to drop the questions for you that are going to allow you to have a deeper evaluation of where you're at in training your mental body. Okay, and then as the week progresses, we will also do the physical body and the spiritual body. All right, see you guys back here soon.